one and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black.
Okay, let's go back to the phones. I promised the brother that was holding on
Eric.
to come back. So, Eric. Eric, hi. Welcome.
Hi. Well, thank you. Pleasure to be here. Uh, just a few points. One, in my opinion, Joe Biden has jumped the shark in facilitating genocide against black and brown people. I would never vote for him again. That's number one. Number two, I see now how some Germans felt when Hitler was in charge, but they were against what he was doing to the Jews. That's how a lot of Americans feel.
Wait. So you're comparing Joe Biden to Hitler? Come on, Eric.
I'm
not
comparing Joe Biden. I'm not comparing Joe Biden to Hitler. I'm comparing the tactics and things that he's committing now.
So do you think any other president, because this is wild to me, like Malcolm Nance, which I agree. Wait, hold on. Any other president would have done probably, like, we just all agreed, me, Pam, and Malcolm, and we don't agree on, I know Pam says she agrees with 90% of what Malcolm, I don't agree with 90%, but I talk to people I don't agree with. We all agreed if Trump were in office, the Gaza Strip would be leveled probably already. All the people would probably, as many as they could kill. So you wouldn't have voted in the next election? Like, what? It's Americans' policy.
I'm dealing with what I know. I'm dealing with what I know, not what I hope or speculate on. What I know is that this man is facilitating genocide against black and brown people, and I don't see why it would be any different if he were to turn against us. I don't see a difference.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
Okay, Eric,
let him get a second point because he did hold on. So then we can respond, both of us. I'm sorry.
Well, my second point was, as I mentioned, how I know now or feel how some Germans who were against what Hitler was doing to the Jews felt. And that's how a number of Americans feel. I don't have a choice. I got to vote for him because the other alternative is worse. And number three, and to me is important, what are you going to say 20, 30 years from now if when your kids ask you, Dad, who did you vote, or Granddad, who did you vote for while this genocide was going on?
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
Wait.
Let me just correct myself too. Going back to the soap opera. So it was Ryan's Hope, All My Children. No, it was Ryan's Hope, One Life to Live, All My Children, General Hospital. I forgot which order. Yes, I forgot Angie and Jesse. How could I forget Angie and Jesse? My whole life. Right. Angie and Jesse. Woo. Okay, now let's deal with him. And thank you for your call. I appreciate you, Eric, because Pam, I'm hearing this a lot. I can't ignore it. I cannot ignore it because I know a lot of people feel this way.
And I know that I'm not going to convince Eric of anything. What I will say is, number one, I disagree that what Joe Biden is doing is tantamount to what Hitler was doing. I just disagree with that. I think part of what we need to do is have a little bit of discernment, right? Because things aren't black and white. There are grays in there. There are nuances and there are subtleties, whether we like it or not. That's just reality. So Joe Biden is the president. He's also the leader of a political party that has a very, very strong Jewish component to it. And in mounting a presidential reelection campaign, your number one priority is having the resources to compete and also answering to the fact that half of your party doesn't agree with you. So basically what you're saying is if he does, like, if the party is divided, Joe Biden has to go my way on all issues. There can be no issue on which I disagree. And he can't do that. Right. So if he risks half of his party walking away, no matter what he does, then he has to do what he thinks is in the best security and national interest of the United States. And that may not be the thing that is most morally sound. It's the thing that he thinks is most tactically sound. He has access to intelligence that we don't have. So I give him a tiny bit of grace on that, even if I agree with you that it is genocide. If you had listened to the previous segment, you will hear that I completely disagree with what the United States is choosing to do here. I believe that the long-term consequences of being on the wrong side of genocide is worse for us in the long run. But that being said, I give Joe Biden a little bit of grace for having A, more information than I do, and B, having to make a decision about how to keep this very divided and tribal sectarian country together, moving in one direction, right? So I understand you're not going to vote for Joe Biden. I wish you would, if the choice is between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, because I actually want women to have reproductive rights. I wish you would, because I actually want Black people to be able to vote. I wish you would, because I do believe climate change is real and we need an administration that gives a shit about that. But you've decided that you rise and fall on one issue, and I can't make you rise and fall on any other issue. I just want you to recognize that in rising and falling on that issue, you have chosen to accept never being able to vote for anything in the future if Donald Trump takes over this country. If you accept that, if that's a trade-off for you, then so be it. But just understand what you're trading off.
Why is that a hard message to penetrate? Do people not believe it's? Do they not? Because we've already seen the erosion.
We survived Trump the first time, barely, right? But he's telling us what he's going to do. He's going to deport 10 million Muslims from this country. So you say you care about genocide, you care about Muslims. These people have never lived in any other country but the United States. Exactly where is he going to deport them to? Do you think he cares? Right? You keep underestimating what the man is willing to do. Right? I know Joe Biden acts within certain parameters. He is a decent man, even if he's a man I totally disagree with on this issue. He is concerned about the well-being of the United States, not principally himself. He is trying to balance a party that gets a lot of funding from Jewish interests and really can't compete without it. Right? So we just got to be real about that. And we have fewer deep pockets on our side than they have on their side. So to compete, we have to draw money from a broad base of people. And a lot of that is Jewish interests, a lot of it. And good people, mind you, people who are in the streets protesting on behalf of Palestinians, people who are standing with us on stopping genocide. But if it's easier for you to just say, because Joe Biden isn't doing what I want him to do in this extremely complex and very difficult situation, I'm just going to let every other right that I claim to care about go. And you know what? I'm glad you're willing to do that, but I'm going to posit that the Palestinians would not be willing to do that for you.
Oh, Pam Keith. One more thing before I let you go, and thank you again for that. I'm hearing a lot. Well, my pockets were fatter under Trump. The economy was better. Gas was cheaper. Food was cheaper.
None of that is actually true.
I was like, first of all, that's not true. But also, we were in a pandemic, so you got a stimulus check. A lot of us got stimulus check. A lot of us got tax credits for children. A lot of us got checks for having children. Right? Yeah. A lot of us got checks during that time. PPP loans and some.
All of that was from the Democrats. The Democrats made that happen.
Right. Right, but it fell under, because this is what happens, right? Bush left a steeping pile of stink with a bad economy. Obama comes in, saves the auto industry, puts it back on. Before that, Clinton left with a surplus. That got depleted under the Republican, under Bush, came back. Obama fixed the economy. Trump took over. We had a pandemic. It's like we don't have momentum of memory. We can't put two and two together. It's like, right. yes, you have more money, but that's because of policies.
Yeah, and Joe Biden, people are mad at Joe Biden, the man, and they don't understand that he's president, the institution. They don't understand the amount of sink costs we put into building up Israel and building intelligence networks throughout Mossad and partnering with Israel on all kinds of national interests. Like you're mad at him because he's not doing what you want him to do. He's not doing what I want him to do. But at least I am willing to understand that he's not Joe Biden, the man, in this role. He's president of the United States in this role. And while he is doing something that we think is morally wrong, he has damn good reasons for doing what he's doing, both as the president of the United States and as the leader of a party that has to win to save democracy. It has to win to save the Constitution. So look, I get how you feel, although I don't share how you feel. I'm just sad that my voting rights and my autonomy and our future and our Constitution is not enough to give him some grace for what he feels he has to do, because he can be wrong, but I do genuinely believe he's doing what he feels he has to do.